Why is it so hard to moderate sugar and ultra-processed foods? If you've tried kicking the sugar habit and other unhealthy food products and find it virtually impossible to stop, there is a reason, and it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility. So let's cover the details and some steps to create a sugar and ultra-processed food shakedown. You can learn more about the sugar shakedown at sugar.lowertoxiclife.com. You may be concerned about a recent pre-diabetes or full-blown type 2 diabetes diagnosis or excess weight gain, just simply considering the future of your health. You know you must make changes, but how? What first? What is the truth about what's out there? I know, I get it, and it's hard because these types of foods taste so good and they give us such a great feeling. Ultra-processed foods, which contain a lot of sugar and sugar-like ingredients, are designed to addict you because they combine fats, sugars, and salt in ways that are uber appealing to our taste buds. From that first hit on the tongue, our brain's reward system is stimulated, releasing neurotransmitters like dopamine, and we feel a pleasurable experience. And who doesn't want to continue feeling good? This is what encourages repeated consumption. It's similar to how certain drugs like cocaine can hijack the brain's reward system. Sugar and ultra-processed foods do the exact same thing. They make us crave these foods even when we're not hungry. Rats who have previously been addicted to cocaine will then move on to sugar and develop an addiction to sugar when it's given to them. And rats respond to excess sugar by binging, showing less tolerance, in other words, getting hangry, withdrawal, which comes in the form of chattering teeth, shivering body, a drop in body temperature, and depression. Also, back to our primitive days, our brains are wired to seek out high-calorie foods for survival in environments when food was scarce. We eat more of these types of foods because sugar and ultra-processed foods lack fiber and the essential nutrients, which leads to the lack of the satiety signals, which tell our body to stop. Without these signals, we don't feel full, so we just keep on eating. Think about it. It's not that difficult to eat 2 cookies or 2 cupcakes, but most often we wouldn't eat 2 avocados. Avocados are filled with fiber and healthy fats, and they deliver that signal to our body fairly quickly that we're full, that we're satiated, that we've had enough. Cookies, on the other hand, it's not that hard to trash a half a bag of Oreos, right? Aggressive advertising and marketing, which target consumers and especially kids, this creates that strong brand loyalty and those positive associations with these foods. 60% of American calories today come from ultra-processed foods. Ouch. Regular consumption of these foods lead to the formation of these habits that are so hard to break. So think about if your children today have over 60% of their calories coming from sugar and ultra-processed foods, we're setting them up for a lifetime of disaster by forming these habits that are going to get harder and harder to break the older they get. The brain becomes conditioned to crave these foods, making it challenging to switch to these healthier alternatives. So, what can we do? First of all, like anything, get committed. Know your why. Set your goals. Get realistic about educating yourself and reminding yourself how these foods damage your body, your brain, and your overall health. And again, that of your children as well. Begin to crowd these foods out. That means go through your pantry, your kitchen, your cupboards, your refrigerator, and get rid of those foods that are in there now. And then stop buying them. Just stop buying them. Don't allow them to be on your grocery list, and don't even allow yourself to go down those aisles. If it comes in a bag, a box, or a package, question it. Read the ingredient label very carefully. Then make a food plan ahead of time. Watch my video also on creating a capsule meal plan so that you can plan ahead and then also plan sparingly for those cheat times. It's okay. I always say the 80-20 rule is great. 80% of the time, you're going to do a great job. 20% of the time, you're going to allow yourself a little bit of indulgence, but mostly choose to do that without having those foods in your home. When those foods are in your home, the reality of choosing them more frequently sets in. And make sure you get my grocery shopping and label reading guide at lowertoxiclife.com. Commit to and learn how to cook at home. Simple but healthy meals. When I talk to people often who tell me they don't like to cook at home, when I dig a little deeper, I find out the biggest reason has to do with elaborate recipes and worrying about how they're going to turn out. So I have healthy recipes for most of the favorite high-calorie, ultra-processed meals that we most enjoy. I have fabulous Mexican and enchilada recipes, Italian, and yes, even healthy dessert options. Read labels, look for hidden sugars and additives in foods. Understand ingredients. Learn to recognize the different names for sugar, such as fructose, glucose, sucrose, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, agave. Yes, there are some that are better than others, but you still have to be very, very careful. And these are the common additives that are in ultra-processed foods. Plan healthy snacks, nuts, fruits, vegetables, and hummus. And then batch prep those healthy foods and those healthy snacks in bulk so that you have them readily available. That makes it easier to reach for the bag of nuts versus the bag of chips. Portion control. Start by reducing portion sizes of sugary and processed foods. Begin to split a piece of cake or dessert, and then leave a little bit of it left over on your plate. Drink water. Sometimes thirst is mistaken for hunger or cravings. If plain water is unappealing to you, try infusing it with fruits, herbs, and a splash of natural juice. I love to cut up cucumber, lemons, watermelon, strawberries, blueberries. Doesn't take a lot, just a few pieces of fruit dropped in your water, infuse it with great micronutrients and make it much more appealing. Practice mindful eating by paying attention to your hunger and your fullness cues, eating slowly, deliberately, and savoring each bite. You've probably heard before to learn to put the fork down between each bite. That's a hard habit to break, and I get it. I'm one of those people that can literally shovel food in very quickly, and I can eat while standing up. Not a good thing. Also, avoid eating in front of screens like the TV. That can lead to overeating because you're not being mindful and paying attention. You're not listening to the normal cues that your body's giving you about being full. Then practice food swaps. Homemade cereal. I have a great seed recipe that I use with flax, chia seeds, nuts, pumpkin seeds, and different things that make a fabulous alternative to those sugary cereals that we typically get. Air popped popcorn instead of the microwave. And then use natural sweeteners. I mentioned these, honey, maple syrup, but use these in moderation instead of refined sugar. I've got a great video on stevia and the things to watch for in the hidden labels of some stevia products. Recognize emotional or situational triggers that lead to cravings for these sugary, ultra-processed foods. And then find alternative coping mechanisms like exercise, walking, reading, or talking to a friend. I love to get up from the dinner table and then go walk for 15 minutes or walk for 15 minutes when I first feel some of those cravings coming on, or if I feel emotionally unsettled and feel that desire to eat. Engage in those activities that take your mind off these cravings, again, like walking, hobbies, or socializing. And then share your goals with friends or family members who can support and encourage you and hold you accountable. Reward yourself also with non-food items. Make a list of things that you most are looking to purchase, something new that you want to add. Maybe it's a fancy sweater or a piece of jewelry or new perfume, whatever it is. Set up those goals and then plan your dietary goals to reward yourself when you achieve those. By integrating some of these strategies into your daily routine, The objective is to reduce the cravings and the triggers of these sugary, ultra-processed foods, leading to those healthier eating habits and overall healthier lifestyle. Make sure you get my shopping and label guide at lowertoxiclife.com and watch this video on ultra-processed foods.